All right, guys, it's Angelo Christian, and we have another great edition today of Real Estate Insider. I'm really happy and excited to be talking to you about first-time buyer loan grant programs. Today, we're going to be breaking down all the different types of first-time buyer grant programs that are available all over the country. So if you're a first-time buyer, you're a millennial, or you're not a millennial, or if you haven't actually owned a house in the last 3 years, you're considered a first-time buyer. And there's a lot of opportunities out there that the banks don't want you to know. There's hidden secrets that banks don't want you to know to utilize the first-time buyer grant programs. The state sets aside billions of dollars for these first-time buyer incentives, down payment assistance, bond programs, tax credits to help you to be able to buy a house. And today we're going to be looking at several of them to see which ones are going to be best for you. And that's one of the things that we specialize here is helping first-time buyers to get pre-approved to be able to buy their home and utilizing these tax incentives, these tax grants to be able to purchase a home. That's one of the biggest things that we help is our first-time buyer clients, so they can get $10,000 to $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 of assistance with closing costs, down payment, and tax credits. It can really make a difference in whether or not someone is able to afford to buy a house. Because the biggest complaint that I see from people is that, hey, they want to buy the house, they have the income, they can make the payment, but they can't come up with 80 grand to put down. So these tax credits are here to help people to either boost their purchasing price, lower their debt-to-income ratio, and also help with closing costs. So today we're going to be looking at a few different programs that we have that are available, because remember, we're actually a bank, and we give people a mortgage to get them pre-approved to be able to buy a home. So the first type of first-time buyer tax credit, which was one of my all-time favorites, is called a first-time buyer MCC mortgage credit certificate tax credit. And it's available in about 28 states all over the country. You can call my office so we can tell you which credits are available, and I'll go over the requirements and the benefits of this tax credit. So first off, the requirements are that you have to be a first-time buyer. That means you have not owned a house in the last 3 years. So if you haven't owned a home in the last 3 years, you're considered a first-time buyer, right? Your income normally has to be below $90,000 per year. Now, that does vary based on the county that you live in and the area, but generally it has to be below $90,000. And if it is, then you're eligible to utilize the first-time buyer tax credit. Now, what it does is it's very powerful. It boosts your purchasing power usually by about $15,000. So what I mean by that is, let's say that, and you see this right now in a rising real estate market, that let's say that you got pre-approved for a $200,000 home, and really in your market that might not be enough. You might need more than that, right? Well, with the first-time buyer tax credit, what it's going to do is going to allow you to boost your purchasing power from $200,000 to $215,000, and with that, you can go to a higher amount and then qualify, for a better home. Because that's one of the biggest things I see right now from people is like, hey, look, I got approved, but the houses are more expensive than what I got approved for. So the first-time buyer tax credit is going to boost your purchasing power because it lowers your debt ratio. And you're able to add an extra $2,000 a year of income onto your income that you already have, and that's going to help you to boost how much you can qualify for. So, and it varies all over the country, but you're able to add this additional $2,000 of income onto your application to help you to qualify for more. And on top of that, you're able to, for the life of the loan, for however long you live in the house, you're able to write off on your taxes $2,000 every single year. So let's say that you live in the house for 5 years. Every single year when you file your taxes, you can actually write off $2,000, $2,000, $2,000. So that's an income tax liability to help to reduce your tax burden. So it also has that additional benefit. So we love to help people and give them the first-time buyer tax credit. So when you call my office at 832-431-6331, or you can click on the link below to get pre-approved to buy your house, will actually help you to get your first-time buyer tax credit. A lot of banks and lenders aren't approved to be able to offer it, and they don't want you to know about it because they actually make less money whenever they offer that program. But I love to do it because that's our mission here with our company, is to help people to put them in the best financial situation that we can. And my whole thing is that if we can help put you in a better loan program, even if we make less money, but it's helping you, then that's what we're doing right by our mission, our purpose with our company. So if you're out there and you're a first-time buyer, you definitely want to reach out to us on the first-time buyer tax credit. The second option that I really, really like is you can actually get your closing costs included into the loan. So normally when you buy a house, let's say that you're doing an FHA loan, you would put 3.5% down, and then your closing costs are usually about another 4% for closing, taxes, and insurance, prepaid, and escrow. So that's 7.5%. So if you're buying a $200,000 home, you're going to have to put usually $15,000 to $20,000 down. So with our company, though, the way it's different is we can get your closing costs included either by having the seller pay the closing costs or having them financed into the loan. So then that way you don't have to pay out of pocket for the whole 7.5%. You just have to come with the 3.5% as opposed to the whole 7.5%, where every other lender in the country wants you to put 7.5% to 10% down. With us, you just have to come up with the 3.5%. And that's it. And you can get a gift from your family. You can pull it from your 401k, your retirement, or have the funds on hand, or maybe you sold something. But as long as you have that 3.5%, then we're able to get you pre-approved for an FHA loan, for example. So you don't need the full 7.5% to 10% down. So don't let that be a derailment or discouragement on why you can't buy your house. There's a lot of ways on how we can structure your loan to get you pre-approved so you don't have to come out of pocket with all those closing costs. And that's another secondary option that we can do. The third option is there are different grant programs through the states that I was mentioning before that offer, usually as high as up to $30,000 of assistance. Now, the qualifications for those, you typically have to have a 640 or higher credit score. Your income typically has to be below $70,000 per year. You do have to be a first-time buyer, haven't owned a home in the last 3 years, and have no bankruptcy or foreclosure on your record in the last 3 years, and to be able to document your income with W-2s and tax returns and pay stubs. And if you're able to do that, then you're also eligible if the state still has money. It's state-run. It's based on how much funds are set aside in that program. And once they run out of money, then there's nothing else that's left over. Now, the downside to this program is that it does come with higher interest rates. So I'm not a big advocate of some of the down payment assistance and grant programs because it typically has a 1 to 1.5% higher interest rate than if you put your own 3.5% down. So my recommendation, if you're a millennial first-time buyer or you're looking to buy a house, compare using the first-time buyer grant with the down payment assistance and using your own funds. It makes a lot more sense if you can scrape up just the 3.5% down, because your mortgage payment is going to be about $300 to $500 cheaper per month by getting a lower interest rate. So because here's the thing, let's say that you buy a $200,000 home and you have to put 3.5% down, and that's $7,000 down. But then the other option to compare is you put, just $2,000 down that you get the down payment assistance. Well, but on the one that is with you putting your own 3.5% down, your mortgage payment's $1,500. But if the second option with you just putting $2,000 down, the payment's $1,800, that's a huge difference in payment. So you're going from $1,500 to $1,800, and the only difference that you're saving is $5,000. So it's not worth it, guys, to use the down payment assistance program because your payment's going to be a lot higher, and in the long run, that doesn't make financial sense. It makes a lot more sense if you can put your own funds down and then thereby get a lower interest rate and cheaper house note. I mean, wouldn't you agree with that? Doesn't that make sense that you'd want to put, if you can come up with a small amount, that you can get a cheaper mortgage? Because you have to stay in that house for usually probably a long time. The average person stays in their home for 5 years. So you don't want to have all your extra money being eaten up by interest that you could put for vacation or retirement or for your family. It doesn't make any sense to do that, to give that to the bank when you can actually get a cheaper house payment just by putting a few $1,000s extra down. So these are the biggest types of first-time buyer grant programs. If you are a first-time buyer, remember, the definition of that is someone that hasn't owned a home in the last 3 years. And if you haven't owned a house, you're considered a first-time buyer, all right? And if you are, you're eligible for down payment assistance, grants, and tax credits. I don't care if your lender didn't tell you about it. I'm here to tell you about it and tell the world. And you can utilize these programs to help you to cover your closing costs, your down payment, and boost your purchasing power so you can get the house that you want. Don't think that just because your lender told you that you need $20,000 down or you have to have a 780 credit score. It's not true. We go down to a 500 credit score. We also help people to boost up their credit score. The free credit booster, whenever you call my office, will actually help you with our credit analyzer. And you can see my other YouTube videos that I've done, and you actually see what we've done to help people to boost up their credit score. It's really awesome. We do that for free. It's a VIP service that we offer with our credit analyzer. I'd love to help you. If you call me, and that's another thing, you get to work with me directly and my team. You can reach me at 832-431-6331. You can click on the link below to get pre-approved. There is no application fee. There is no contract. You don't pay anything to apply. But I'm really, really looking forward to helping you any way I can with your financial goals. Remember, we do commercial loans. We do hard money, reverse mortgage. We also do residential. So I'd love to help you in any way I can. Here at our network, we work very, very hard to educate and empower people with real estate, credit, and finance. So please click on the bell, the YouTube bell, so that way you can get all of our new videos and all of our new notifications. Follow us on our YouTube, our Instagram, our Facebook. Our goal is to grow to 1 million subscribers. We need your help and support to be able to do this. Share this with your friends, your family, if you know anyone that would benefit. If you're looking to buy an apartment complex or refinance your apartment complex or your business or a strip center, or you're looking to get pre-approved to buy your brand new home, if you're a veteran, we have awesome veteran programs. If you're a first-time buyer, let us help you, Angelo Christian, to get you pre-approved, to get you into your brand new home. I love the opportunity to serve you. Click on the link below to get signed up. Click on that bell so you can follow us. My name is Angelo Christian, guys. Take care and peace out. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.